Hey, what's up, guys? This is Cody the Coin Raptor, and let's talk about some crypto. All right, Bitcoin. Bitcoin first here has been downtrending very nicely. It's downtrended from a high here of about 24,500 all the way to approximately 22,834. All right, one important thing that I pointed out yesterday on my Twitter account is the fact that the 200-hour moving average, which is roughly equivalent to about 8 days or so, is almost the same as the 200-week moving average. So the 200-hour moving average right now is 22,952. When we zoom out and take a look at the weekly, for the weekly, it is 22,875. So very, very close together. And the reason why I think this is important is because it just goes to show you that the long-term price action and the short-term price action have found an equilibrium. And people who have been buying Bitcoin for the last 8 days have paid the same exact price, or nearly the same price, as the average of people who bought crypto or bought Bitcoin in the last 4 years. That's a pretty crazy thought to think about here. And the importance of the 200-week moving average, it has been playing out this week so far, because this 200-week moving average, we can see here, zoom in a little bit, that Bitcoin has bounced multiple times off this 200-week moving average. That's about, again, like 22,870 or so. That is going to continue to be a very strong point of support for Bitcoin, as long as it stays above this level, and it's at this level right now, but as long as it stays above this level, that's very bullish. However, for the short term, I expect Bitcoin's going to stay within this channel. So we can see here the channel setup has almost been exactly the same. I expect it to pull down a little bit and then pop back up again, and then pull down and pop back up again, and stay within this channel. And this channel right now goes from 25,000 about down to about 20,200. So it's going to stay within this $5,000 range. And I'm looking to add, when it comes down here a little bit, when I'm looking to add at the bottom here and this range, anything below 22,000 I think would be a fantastic add point for me personally. Not financial advice, but this is what I'm looking at. And you can use Bitcoin as an indicator for the other cryptos as well. If you're interested in buying Ethereum, if you buy Bitcoin under a certain level, then that means that when it moves back up again, that Ethereum will also move back up again. And when it moves down, Ethereum will also move back down. So speaking of Ethereum, has been unable to break through this level here. I've outlined this level multiple times, 1,700, and now it continues to trade sideways. So for Ethereum, I'd like to see a nice pullback here to about 1,356. I think it will pull back a significant degree and wind up in this area right here at about maybe 1,400 to about 1,600 or so, and continue to chop sideways. I would like to get Ethereum hopefully in this range of about 1,300, 1,400-ish, in that range. All right, next I want to talk about our main story here, and that's going to be the fact that Michael Saylor has decided to step down from the Chief Executive Officer position. Now he's assuming the role of Executive Chairman, okay? And so the reason for this, he explains right here. He says, "I believe that splitting the roles of Chairman and CEO will enable us to better pursue our two corporate strategies of acquiring and holding Bitcoin and growing our enterprise analytics software business. As Executive Chairman, I'll be able to focus more on our Bitcoin acquisition strategy and related Bitcoin advocacy initiatives. And while Fong, who's going to be the new CEO, will be empowered as CEO to manage overall corporate operations." So what Mr. Saylor is saying here is that he wants to focus entirely on Bitcoin acquisition in the company, and he doesn't want to work on their actual software business. Instead, he wants to focus only on Bitcoin. And you know what? I gotta say, that right there is pretty bullish, because Michael Saylor is looking at this market and he sees that there's an opportunity, and he wants to focus all of his time and efforts on Bitcoin. The man is dedicated. Okay. I also want to go ahead and talk to you real quick about their Q2 Bitcoin highlights. So MicroStrategy released their Q2 Bitcoin highlights as part of their earnings, and You can see here that it spells it out. In Q2, they purchased 481 Bitcoins for $10 million at an average purchase price of $20,790, minus per Bitcoin net of fees and expenses. So they've actually gone through and spent another $10 million on Bitcoin at a purchase price of $20,790, which is a pretty good purchase price. If you look at this and compare it to where Bitcoin is now, at about 22,000, about 23,000 ish. That's actually a pretty good entry price for Bitcoin. So they also announced that they have 129,000 Bitcoins, and they've acquired them for a total cost of $4 billion, or about $30,664 per Bitcoin. So that's their cost basis, this $30,664. Yeah, so Bitcoin's not too far off from where they purchased it here at about $30,664. Next thing I want to talk about is the trading platform Robinhood has decided to lay off nearly a quarter of its staff as crypto drops. So Robinhood had gotten pretty hardcore into the crypto space, acting as a brokerage for users who were interested in buying crypto and buying Bitcoin. And because of this major bear market that we've experienced in the crypto market, they've had to go and lay off 23% of their staff. And the reason for that is because they are cutting costs dramatically, because they posted a 44% decline in revenues on slumping trader activity, and they need some way to cut costs in order to deal with this huge decline in revenues. So this kind of follows the story of everything else I've talked about with these exchanges that are very crypto dependent, like Coinbase, like a Voyager Digital, who have not been able to do very well in this bear environment, and they've had to cut costs dramatically in order to stay afloat. Okay? All right, that's all I've got for you guys today. If you like this content, please let me know. Like, subscribe, follow. I greatly appreciate it. This is Cody the Coin Raptor signing out.